Everyone, welcome to today's show. I have Naresh sir with us, and it's a very intriguing topic that we are going to discuss today. The topic is catching falling knives. Now, we all are into stock markets. Of course, risks are there, but here we have a man, the legend, who actually, if you say, is the master of it, master of taking risks, as you call it, or maybe it's not. We'll find out what's his processing, what is this art of catching falling knives. So I won't take much time building around the concept, because the concept in itself is so amazing that I am very excited to learn this from him, this art from him. Sir, the mic is all yours. Please teach us.
Yeah. So can we have the PPT? We can.
Yeah. You can open the PPT and we'll be. Yeah.
So I will not be able to see your face when I am talking.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to. You can switch in between, but this is. I can see that we're finding approx value of stocks using chat screen. Yes.
Okay. So Vishu, thanks a lot for the introduction, and thanks Trinkerr for having me here. The whole idea about this particular session is to find out approximate fair value of stocks using charts for investing. Everybody knows that what is quality, but the thing is, they don't know where to buy or how much to be paid, because stocks is something which you cannot value very easily. You know the price of a Maruti car, you know the price of a tomato, what is the fair value, but it's very difficult to value stocks. So I use my charts to value stocks and buy them at the right level where your risk is very less. So that's going to be the whole thing, and this is I am talking with investing idea in the background. So let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
Can I move it from here?
Yes. If you go to the next slide, we'll be able to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So my name is Naresh. A small introduction. I'm in the market for the last 15 years. I base all my trading and investing activities based on falling knives or when the value of a stock comes. I don't do breakouts. I don't do anything else. I am a full-time trader and investor based on value. Whatever I do it based on value, nothing else. And virgin price action is a concept that I have designed after many years, where I find out how to catch hold of this falling knives and where I can buy with least risk. Now, most of when I started doing this, many people told me that this is a concept which might work sometimes, it might not work sometimes, and stuff like that. So when I started identifying the right values, I started getting confident. But when the seniors told me that this might not work for a long time, I gathered data from US market, from European market, from Japanese market. I took their indices, I took the stocks data, and then I tested. And so when I tested, I found that it is working over the period of time, like 5 years, 10 years, it is just working very fine. So I thought, okay, it is now time to deploy. So that's the way I have gained confidence in this. So this can be used for trading as well as investing. In trading, you can use smaller time frames. In investing, you use larger time frame like weekly and monthly, and daily also sometimes. So most of the people tell you that you have to buy the dip, but the problem with people is that they don't know where to buy. You cannot keep on buying every day. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Right.
So why should you buy quality stocks low? You can always buy at any price, right? So buying anything in life cheap or at bargain or at fair value is important. So are stocks. Even if you're filthy rich, pay the right price only. See, the point is, we all wait for that particular 1 day or 2 days in Amazon sale because we all want a bargain. Everybody wants bargain. Similar with stocks also. Let us say you buy a stock at 3,000 rupees and I buy it at 2,000 rupees when it retraces. Stock comes to 1,800. That means you are in a loss of 1,800 already, but I am in a loss of 200 rupees. So if the stock turns from there and goes above 2,000, my profit meter starts, but your profit meter starts only above 3,000. This is the big difference between buying at any price and buying it. Okay. So, and also how much of a filthy rich you are, don't give any price and buy anything. You might be very rich. That doesn't mean like tomatoes price at 20, 30 rupees. You go and buy a 300 rupees. Uh, everything has got a price. Always pay the right price. Let it be anything. Whether, for example, um, when you buy, when you do like that, your downside is always less. See, I'll also give one example. For example, if you look at RRR, the movie that was a big hit. Okay, that was production cost was only 1,550 crores. The movie made 1,200 crores. So the whole point is if you keep the cost low, thus everything is profit. Same way, Pushpa was made with 200 crores. It made a profit of 375 crores. So the whole point is whatever you do, keep your price cost low. It will really work wonders. Even if you're buying a flat, let's say you're going and buying 1 crore rupees and you think particular area is not 1 crore, is a bit too much, wait, it will definitely come down. When it comes down, you will always get a very good appreciation in the years to come.
Right.
Now, another aspect of this is that when you buy a stock low, the downside is always less compared to you buy high. And when the downside is less, you don't panic and the pain is less. That's a big thing, right? See, now let us say you buy a stock at 2,000 rupees. It goes to 1,600, 1,700. You still don't worry much because it is still around your price. The problem happens when the price goes to deep red. That's when you panic. So to control this, only way is to buy stocks low. So that's a whole thing. Whatever it is, always buy stocks low so that you don't have to go through all this pain. We all need peaceful investment, right? So for peaceful investment to happen, you need to buy stocks low. Okay. Another aspect is that, let us say you buy a stock. Okay, see, I bought SBI at 150 rupees. I bought ICC Bank at 180 rupees. I bought Asian Paints at 500 rupees. Now, these are unbelievable prices. So when you are holding those stocks at those prices, in fact, Infy at 500 rupees. So when you buy those stocks at those prices, they are huge companies. They can do much. They can grow a lot from here. So in those cases, what happens is you can always hold on them for long term because your cost is way, way far. So you always you don't panic. You don't go and check every news that comes in a particular stock. You don't go and check every quarterly results. All those things doesn't happen. When you buy low, you are able to hold on to the stock for long to make it compound. So every stock takes time to blossom, So you have to give it enough time and space for it to blossom. So that also happens only when you buy it. Now, another example is that, let us say there was a lot talk about a company called Sona Comstar. Okay, Sona Comstar is into this automobile peripherals and stuff like that. Now, this company was highly talked about 1.5 years back when it was trading at around 800. Then it was highly talked about, and when you look at the threads or the stories that come behind the particular stock, you feel that this particular stock from 800, it might go to 8,000. That's the kind of compelling stories and threads that you find on Twitter and other medias. So even I went through that particular this one. I thought it excellent because they are also into the EV space. So then I did not buy. The stock came to 400. That's the time when I bought Sona Comstar. The whole point is the guy who bought at 800, he buy one share. But at 400, you are able to buy 2 shares for the same price. Number one. Number two, the guy who was bought at 800, he goes through a lot of pain. He might even exited due to the steep slide that is coming and the stories associated with the particular fault. Or somebody might be daily praying that somehow give me the cost, I'll just get out of the trade. That's what happens. So the whole point is, again, about buying low. Okay. And whenever you buy any stock, buy quality stocks where you see a long runway. It is profitable. It is, it's there. It's there in everywhere to see. It's very popular. They consistently dividend is there and stuff like that. Those kind of companies. Don't buy a company where it's like, you take out the scales of this onion. You have to peel every scale and then get the onion. So don't do that. Buy companies where it's evident that it's a very good quality stock. And don't worry about this 1 quarter fall, 2 quarter fall. Because see, Vishu, you might not have performed from first standard onwards till to your college days. Every year, you might not have performed, right? Nobody can perform like that. So there will be quarters, there will be 1 quarter, 2 quarter. बुरा जाएगा. That's a natural thing as far as the company is concerned. अभी देखो कोविड हुआ इतना, all the shares fell. That doesn't close the company, right? Their sales are same, their employees are coming, everything is same. Only thing is the psychological stuff that happens in stock market, the stocks fall, stock go up, those are things. So when you buy quality, you don't go through all these things. Then, as I told you, who doesn't like a bargain? Who doesn't want to buy low? Who doesn't want to go through least tension after buying a stock? See, investing is not everything in life. Okay, you do a lot of things. You know, you meet friends, you go for vacation, you go for marriages. A lot of other things are there in life to be done. It's not investing alone. You know, mornings सुबह चालू हो गया CNBC देखो, शाम को फिर CNBC देखो, next day न्यूज़ देखो. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. See, investing is only one of those things that you do in life to make wealth. So it should be like that only. So buy low and then have least tension when you invest. That's very important. And as far as traders are concerned, it's a high longevity game. So they should also not go through very high stress, you know. Least stress wala method is always advocated for even traders. So that's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, why is it difficult to buy low? See, it's difficult to value equity. As I told you, it's very difficult to value equity. You know price of everything, but it's very difficult to value equity. There are methods in fundamental analysis which will tell you where to buy, like what is the value. But to be fair, it doesn't work every time. That is one reason which I felt that I should have something where I can catch the lows and my stops should be less, or I should have least risk. So it's very difficult to value equity. If you knew, see, if everybody knew what is the price of Tesla, or what is the price of Apple or AMD, they would have just waited, bought it there and then hold. No, investing would have become very easy. You know, it would have been very easy. It's not like that. It's very difficult to value equity, and that is precisely I do with God's grace. So that's one thing. Then they will ask you to buy every dip. But remember, see, let us say a stock is falling from 10,000. Okay, 10,000, 9,500, 9,000, 8,500. 8,000. कहाँ पे लोगे तुम? कितना लोगे? How much will you buy? You cannot keep on buying because money is not infinite, correct? So you need to have a method. If you go on buying, what happens is, let us say a stock of one stock from 10,000 falls to 5,000. Okay, you kept on buying every 500. By 5,000, you have invested so much of money. Now, let us say it is breaking 5,000. Now, what will you do? Because you already have so much of that particular stock. If you go on investing and the stock really crashes, you are in solid trouble, right? You will be wondering what to do. So, allocation goes for a toss if you keep on buying a stock. That's why I tell people, find out what you want to buy after enough research. That's very, very important. Your conviction is most important than anybody else's conviction in this world. So, have a list of stocks that you want to buy, and see that the longevity or they have a long runway. Those stocks, you make a list. Ask yourself, where are you going to buy this stock? Have one or two levels in your chart where you're going to buy them, and wait for those levels, because markets goes through corrections every single year. I have data which I'll show you. Market goes through a correction every single year. If you wait, you will get the right price and buy them only at those levels. Yeah, okay. So, and then another thing is that, see, just like anything else in life, you need planning, proper planning for investing. It is not random. You know, people CNBC देख लिया, वहाँ से उन लोगों ने कुछ स्टॉक बोला, वो उठा लिया, किसी का थ्रेड देखा, वहाँ पे दो स्टॉक वो भी उठा लिया. See, that's not what is investing about. Investing is a serious business. A lot of money, your hard-earned money goes into investing. So don't just waste them. See, let us see, tomorrow you are going from Bangalore to say Bombay. Okay? What all things you have prepared, like who you are going to meet, you talk to them, you fix a date, you book a flight, you fix a date, you you get a ticket, then you have to go from your house to the airport. You know, these are all planning that happens, right? Then only you reach the destination. ये नहीं कि जिस दिन जाने का है उसके एक दिन पहले भी यार जाएंगे, क्या करने का है, कार में जाएंगे या ट्रेन में जाएंगे. So that's not like that. So investing also requires proper planning, and that particular planning has to be written in a proper book or paper, and that has to be followed if you want to make real serious money. There is no easy money, there is no sexy money, there is no free money in stock markets. Most of the people, what they think is, ठीक है यार, ये यहाँ से ले लेते हैं, बड़ा बढ़ जाएगा, बेच देंगे. maybe in that particular trade he gets some money. Then and the second trade also he gets some money. He gets more confident. Third money he put lots of money. That also he might buy. Fourth trade पूरा डूब जाएगा because they are random. Random things don't work in life. So same with investing. If you're serious, you can make big wealth in stock market. And see, we might have seen all the data already. When a nation goes to 3 trillion to 6 trillion, that is the time when the economy really expands. We have a lot of data to support that. So this is the right time to buy low. Markets will doesn't mean we will go straight away tangentially to 35, 40K. There'll be a lot of corrections, as I told you. So when the corrections happen, be ready with the stocks that you want to buy. Be ready with the levels where you want to buy, and stick to the plan. Also allocation. Okay. And yeah. Now, another big problem why people not able to buy the lows is because when you buy low, for example, the stock is falling, the scare, the scare is the fear is always very strong emotion in people. And there is greed and fear, but the fear is more stronger than greed. So what happens is when a stock is falling, there's no discussion about the stock on Twitter or on other spaces. But when it falls too much, there are negative threads on Twitter. There is CNBC coming and telling you that there are some lot of things bad going to happen in the company. Okay, so when you hear all these things and nobody is cheering for the stock, you are very difficult to buy when your levels comes or you want to buy. You have no confidence to buy. So you just keep quiet because there are no cheers. People always like to buy herd, whenever there's a herd movement happening in the market, that's the time people are confident. Let us say tomorrow some stock की बात हुई आपके ऑफिस में and you bought the stock at 1,000 rupees. Okay, unfortunately the stock went down at around 700 and all your colleagues, you all bought together, all got out for a loss of 300 rupees. Okay, you lost 30,000 rupees, आपने उसमें गवा दिया. You will come home and tell your wife, sorry, I don't know whether they're married. You will come and tell that, see, I lost money along with my friends. You are fine with it. That's the unfortunate part. See, you are happy buying with other people and you're also happy losing money with other people. This is the herd mentality that people have. Let other people lose money. Why should you lose money? That's my question. You should see that you should never lose money. I mean, whenever you lose less. Like, Monish Pabrai, the author of Dando Investor, he keeps selling. Heads I win and tails I lose very less.
Very
Yeah. So that is his philosophy. The same philosophy. See, he does it through fundamental stuff. I do it through technical stuff. That's the only difference. So you need to have the confidence. Let us say Asian Paints is correcting, Reliance is correcting. Yeah, see, most of the stocks, they hear all the stories, but when they correct, it's very difficult for people to buy. That is the time you should have your conviction. That's why we ask people to read, develop your conviction, research karo, uske baad decide karo, and ask your own IQ first. Don't depend on somebody else's IQ. What happens is mostly you trust this ex-JP Morgan, ex-Citibank, ex-XBI, SBI, this kind of people on Twitter who have very long degrees. They trust them more. And they don't trust their own IQ. You should trust your own intelligence, God-given intelligence first before you take a decision, right? Because it's your money, boss. It's your money. It's your conviction which makes wealth for you. It's not going to be my conviction which is going to make wealth for you. We can already guide people. End of the day, it is your money, your conviction, your holding period, those things which will make wealth for you, nobody else. So do these things, have confidence. What about you might go wrong. That's natural, nobody has made money without losing money in this place. Even I have lost big money in 2008. But that was the biggest money that I lost. After that, I now lost that big money because I learned from mistakes. See, I started in 2007, 2008 only. That is the time where recession ka time tha. So that actually, when I look back, that was the best time to join the market because all the problems in the world came to me at that particular point of time. So when you go through all the problems in life initially and you learn from them, it becomes easy. I went through real hell during those 2008 period. There was nobody to guide you. See, today you have so many platforms to learn. So many. Even your platform, if you go through your YouTube, so many brilliant interviews and stuff. Even you have put, a lot of trading related stuff I saw. So there is so many stuff today. But back in 2000, 2008, kuch nahi tha. Yaar, Indian context mein kuch hi nahi tha. There was one site by one guy, one Gora guy. he used to come in this Swamika dress. Okay, he had a site called Informed Trades, INFORMED Trades, informedtrade.com. So वहाँ पे वो क्या करता था, indicators he used to explain. And we all started with indicator, but it's after years I found out the indicators are derivatives price and they are always low. So I just stopped using indicators. And also one more thing is that if you look at any big trading legend, most of them use price action, by drawing lines. Even the world championship, see, every year they conduct this world championship for trading. Even they use simple horizontal lines for the trading. So I felt I am in the same league, and so I just developed more on that. That's all. Now let's go to the next thing. It is what make good investing. Only 4 components as per me. Number 1 is quality of stock. You need to buy a quality of stocks is very important. You need to buy stocks which are fine in the basic parameters, which is well known, well traded. There's always people to buy that particular stock. So when you buy quality, it doesn't fall much because there's always FII, DIA, mutual funds, and other people to buy the stock because they love quality stocks for the mutual fund stuff like that. So these stocks, when they fall, they don't fall much, but when they go, there's a trending phase and they do well. So always stick to quality and see that that particular stock has got a long runway. That's very important. There should be some more to the stock. So it should have a long runway, which, you can say Titan is, as per me, has got a long runway. Reliance continues to have a long runway. There are a lot of stocks. McDowell's is a long story. So there are a lot of stocks like this. So the quality of stock is very important. If you don't buy quality, it's difficult. Even quality stock, unless you buy low, it is a problem. Even IPO. See, IPO, when you're buying, you should know approximately what is the value or the price you're paying for the IPO. If you buy a highly priced IPO, the price of the IPO, the stock, it won't appreciate much. It will be somewhere there for next 3 years. Now, once the company do extremely for next 3 years, then only the price of the particular stock goes, even if you buy an IPO. So anywhere for that matter, pay the right price. That's very important. So that is what you see. What is the price you pay? Second factor is price you pay. Unless you buy right, it is very difficult. See, I'll give you another example. Let us say, I think that's what we told. You buy a stock at 3,000, I buy a stock at 2,000. It's difficult. So once it comes to 2,000, prices to go all the way to 3,000, then only your profit will start. So that's the importance of buying stocks though. So always be careful about how much you pay for a stock. Then allocation, very, very important. Allocation is very, very important. See, most of the people, they have capital restraints. So when you have capital restraint, see that you stick to mutual funds or index funds because nobody becomes big one fine morning. We all have our own phases. Nobody started big initially. But the thing is, initially you can always, if your capital is low, stick to this index funds or mutual funds and then grow your capital over a period of time. Then get into direct stocks. Mostly what happens is people have less capital. Okay. When you have 1 or 2 lakhs, what happens is you cannot buy this 1,000, 2,000 rupees stocks. So what happens? They go and buy the mid caps and small cap that are being talked about on social media, Twitter के ऊपर या फिर some magazine, some lot of this yellow shaded magazines come na. So they take some names and buy. And so what happens? They end up in losing the existing capital of that 2 lakhs. So unless you have money to buy quality stocks, just restrain. 1-2 साल की बात है. Develop your capital and then stick to quality. What I always say. Okay. Then another important thing, another problem with allocation is that, see, let us say you are buying Reliance for 1,000 rupees. Just imagine that it's 1,000. You buy, because your capital restraint, you're buying just 10 shares. So you invested 10,000 rupees in that. Now let us assume that in 1 year time, the stock goes to 2,000. That means your money is doubled actually, right? So your profit is 10,000 invest here, 10,000 is the profit. Now you can go and tell your colleagues, your neighbor, your neighbor's dog, your relatives, even tell on Twitter that, see, I doubled my money, right? But the whole point is this 10,000 profit, if you can't even buy a LCD, why? So what's the point? So which inside, but you cannot tell. So you always tell people that मैंने double किया पैसा. लेकिन अंदर ही अंदर घुटन होती है कि मैंने बराबर नहीं किया. So this is the issue. So if you're buying stock, you need to allocate properly, and for that, capital is a very important component. So always you have to be careful about that. Then next is very important, holding period. ये चारों तीन 10 investing मेरे खत्म हो गया. Quality of stocks, price you pay, allocation and holding period. See, Holding period, see, let us holding period. Now, see, people will always look for multi-baggers. Okay, multi-baggers doesn't happen. Neither can you hunt for a multi-bagger. Multi-baggers happen of its own. So let us say you're buying 20 stocks. So 20 stocks, as per your IQ, you feel that these are good stocks. I'm paying the low price, and these have got a very high chance of going up. Now, क्या होता है ना, इसमें से 1 or 2 or 3 stocks might become a multi-bagger in the next 10 years or 5 years. That's what happens. You can't say which stock is going to become a multi-bagger. See, I bought around 750 rupees Tata Elxsi. This went to around 14x. If I knew that this particular 750 rupees Bala's cheese would have become 14x, I would have taken 2 crore loan and I would have bought Tata Lexus, yeah. So I just knew that this is not a services company; it's a design-based company. It's just totally different things than TCS and INSEE. I done some reading, and so I bought that. And see, it was a 14x. So the whole point I'm trying to say is you cannot really say which stock is going to multi-bagger. So you buy 20 stocks, treat them alike, quality ke bare mein, you buy them low, and out of this you get few multi-baggers, and then you hold for long term. That's how it works. And if a stock is doing very well, never get out of it randomly. Don't be tired of trailing the stock. Always hold the stock and take the last juice out of this that particular investment. Let it be investment or trading for that matter. Never exit on randomly. Never exit at targets also. I don't do that. Even in trading, even intraday trading, I never exit. 3 बजे तक I always trail use my system. 3 बजे के बाद I use my own very close trailing stuff and then get out, because you never know, right? 3 बजे के बाद भी moves आ सकते हैं, and I do this as a process every single time. All these 4 things have to be done in a process. ये नहीं कि आपने आज quality stock लिए 20 और कल आप और कुछ लेके आए, then that particular stock will take out the money from this. So these 4 things have to be given very in high importance. That's a whole.
Right.
Yeah. So next is patience. So in this method that I'm talking to you about, it requires a lot of patience. It is not that you cannot make a quality portfolio that close in a 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 3 months or 6 months. This, if you select 20 stocks, you have to silently wait, patiently wait, put alerts and wait for the stocks to come. But it is highly rewarding. Okay, even in trading, I sometimes when things don't happen in my favor, I just don't trade for 2-3 days. I wait for levels to come to my level. I am just least bothered what people say, anything for that matter. I just see that things are happening as per my chart. So this is what I was talking about. Quality and right valuation are like salt and pepper in investing. Both are very important stuff in your khana, in your food. So the same thing. These are 2 very important stuff in investing also. Now let's check a few charts and let me tell you how I identify. I've not taken much example because the slide itself is around 25. So I've taken 4-5 examples. In that, I hope people understand, okay, because there's a limit to how much I can take. So this is Zydus Life. So its old name was Cadilla. So this is the chart that in 2020, that is last year in January, this is the chart that I saw. So it was retracing for around 700, and then it came to around 397. ये यहाँ पे आके खड़ा हुआ था. Now the question is where to draw lines in this particular chart. So as per me, people will draw one line here, the uppermost line. Then I have drawn in this particular band, the red band, because that maximum number of candles का up and down, ऊपर और नीचे वो wick जो दिख रहा है, वो ये band में है. वो maximum number of candles are in this particular band. So that is a place where maximum buying has started or buying has stopped. As simple as that. So it could stop here, or then we have a deep level at around 200 where we have another big support. But I am not sure when I'm seeing this stock at 397. I have no clue whether it is going to stop here or stop here or the third line. Can you see my cursor, Vishu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have no clue whether it's going to stop here in this band or here. I have no clue. But I felt, that is what I'm telling you. See, when I draw a band, it's just because of my experience. So when I have covered 3 lakhs or 4 lakh charts, I get a feel like, okay, यहाँ पे रुपये की संभावना है. No, that is something which comes over a period of time. You cannot really teach the other person. So So when these three were there, so this particular red band is where I thought, it's going to stop. Now let us see what has happened. So this is a band that we drew. The first line was here. This was a band, and this 200 was this particular level was the third line. So from here, they didn't stop at the upper band. See, upper band is 300, 360. So 310 ऊपर का band था, ये 360 band था. So यहाँ से वापस, see, it is the low was, I think, the low of the stock was around 319. 319 say it went to 650. That is around 2x in such a small time frame. So this is the whole thing. So you don't know whether, and why do we have a band? Why you don't have one single line? It is because millions of people trade, crores of people trade. So we are not as smart as the market to pinpoint one line. So I always use a band. I see that the bands are always narrow, at a maximum 10% a band on a chahiye, and that's where I take this particular stuff. So here, as I told you, 310, 360 as per this screenshot, and it came here and it's doubled. Okay, so it is still continuing to, and one more thing I noticed is that when after this came here, if you look at the news that is coming in this Cadna, this Zydus Life, so many positive stories have come. See, seriously, I don't know how this happens, but it is happening. You can just Google for the news that is happening in Zydus Life. You can see so many good news happening for the molecule. So this is what one example I've given. Now let us talk about Tricol. See, Tricol, as you know, it's auto ancillary. They have a very good clientele world over. See, they have BMW, Ducati, Davidson, Kawasaki, almost all the brands. So it's a very, in other parameters also, it's a very good stock. So this particular stock, when I see the chart, and this is IC, it's actually all over. Like, यहाँ पे भी वो top, यहाँ पे सब ऐसे बना के रखा हुआ है. But the thing is, you have to find out where you have to draw the line. So when the stock is somewhere around 99, I found that it can be here or it can be here. There are a lot of candles here, and there are some candles here also. These are the three levels that we are assuming that this particular stock might hold on to. Okay, so what I did is I have taken the middle one. See, the middle one where the maximum number of candles was there. See, here's a lot of congestion. So this is a place where I have taken. So let us say the stock goes from here, I might not be in the trade. Understand that. I'm fine with it, because you have to trade your chart. You cannot trade somebody else's chart. So if the stock doesn't come to this level, I will not be in the trade. I will look for the next trade. That's a mentality that I have. I don't have any kind of FOMO. So I draw these lines. I waited for this particular band. It comes here. Then from there, it just goes off. So these are the lines, which I've shown. So see, again, the thing is 74.85. That was a band that we had identified, the middle band. So there again, this also made a low of 88. See, 88 it made the low, and now it is around 290, which is around 3.2x. So this is what we do: draw lines at the right places, and I use only horizontal lines. I don't use any trend line and other things, because for me this works. Now another example is ABB. Now again, it's a Swiss-based company, technology leaders in electrification automation. Infrastructure thing was picking up big time. Electrification is always there. So again, see, there is no rocket science in this. See here you can see that the big lot of candles over here, but you see that more candles are here. We should see this. There are more number of candles in this particular space, and then you have few candles here, not here. I will never draw a line here. I will draw a line here only because this is the place where you have maximum candles. Now, sometimes what happens is, in the certain time frame that you look at the chart, you might not get it properly. So what you do is you check the chart in daily or monthly. You change this time frames. You can check daily, weekly, or monthly. But if you're not clarity is not coming in weekly, check monthly or check daily. You will get clarity in the chart. There's one way of the US might be having doubts in some charts. So that's one way of doing it. So change the time frame, so you will understand where to, you will get clarity. Suppose there is no clarity, leave the trade, leave the stock. That's what I would say. There are so many stocks, right, in NSE 200. Why are you after one stock? Let it go. But your conviction is more important. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. So here again, the middle, this is the middle band that we're talking about. So this is in 2020, COVID ke baad. So 770, 850 was the level we identified. So see, you can see that the from there only it has gone. See, I think it has made a low of 722. 720 नीचे का band तक गया around 40-50 rupees, which had gone down. It didn't stop at the upper band. So from there, I think it is around 4,440 now, which is around 5.5x. It's a good money, right? For 3 years. Now, one question that everybody will be having is, how do I exit this particular trade? I will definitely have a exit, and I will have a plan. Now, this particular trade is at 5.5x, correct? Now, when you have 5.5x, it can still go to 6.5x, 7.5x. Understand this particular thing. And see, this particular stock has consolidated a lot in this particular band, and then it is going. Now, when it is going to this particular level, that is, when it is given you 5.5x, यार 4.5x, एक x वापस दे दो market को, 1,000 रुपया वापस दे दो market को. Trail very conservatively. What if this goes another 2x or 3x? Right? So, this, ये मन भी होना चाहिए. You should not be, इसको ट्रेल करें यहाँ पे थोड़ा, ये मुझे ये सब, you can see the fall that has happened here. I don't get worry, or I don't worry for these small things, because I know fundamentally this company is perfectly fine with Indian context also. So I just my point. So I see that I get the last choose. So here, one way of trailing is you can use a pivot if you want, but always stay trail conservatively if you want to catch big runners. So here I would definitely give back 1.1x to 1x to the market and trade very conservative, because I don't think it will trade more than 1,000 rupees as of now. So and it's good money, right? So 5.5, 4.5x in 3 years is very good money. So I'm happy with that. Greed कुछ नहीं है. Market जो देता है लेते हैं, और market जितना देते हैं वो लेने के लिए हम तैयार है बस.
Right.
Now see, this is Nifty chart. Okay. Now see, last year what happened? The best gurus in US, they were talking about recession. They were talking about the whole world collapsing. In fact, there was an investor. That's the investor जो है ना यार, एक फिल्म बनी थी उसके ऊपर, Big Shot. So Big Shot का बंदा is such a famous guy. This guy, what he did is he sold all his holdings, and he bought present stocks, because he felt that the present there will be so much chaos in the society that the present stocks will do well. So he sold all his holdings. Yeah, yes, when you hear all these kind of stories, only a person who is mad will post this particular line and see that यहाँ से जाने की संभावना है. But to be frank, I was mad because I trusted my chart. Yeah, see, if you want to draw a line like this, you need lot of trust. And this trust comes in your chart over a period of time. It cannot be developed in 1 day, 2 day, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You have to see it happening year after year, year after year, day after day. Then only you develop this particular trust in the charts. So these are the 3 lines that I did. यहाँ पे एक है 60,000 पे एक, और फिर इधर फिर 14,000 जाने की संभावना थी. So these are the 3 places that I drew, and this is where the maximum candles I felt it was there. And from this is the place from where we are gone. See, we had identified this level 16,720, 16,770. Okay, so see what happened. The low was 16,830, and it 60 rupees ऊपर से चला गया, but it has gone to 20k. Right, we made 20k 2 weeks back. So this is 3,000 points. So already, so I don't look at outside noise. I am a fully chart-based person. I don't look at others' chart. I don't look at what others are selling, and I don't have a TV, fortunately. I don't have a television at home for last 10, 15 years, 15 years. So I am not all disturbed by the television daily bombardment of what they say. So that's also, and I pick and choose what I want to hear, what I want to read. So that also doesn't affect me. So this is the thing, this particular same place, we drew line, and from there it has gone. So now when you look back, these charts look very easy. But when the fall is happening 200, 300 points every week, it is very scary to draw those lines.
Right.
Now, this is Apple ka chart. I have a reason for posting this. I'll tell you. See, this is Apple ka chart. Now, Apple, there's no doubt about Apple, because it's a wonderful company. Right? There are a lot of things to talk about Apple. And so, again, it was falling. I do track US markets also. because charts are same for everywhere. That's what I told you. I bought data from US, Europe, Japan, and I've checked all the charts, and it was working. So I checked this US charts also. So Apple was on my radar. So this is the level that I thought it will come. That is around 140, 150. तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि after I have this is a place one line is there, second line is around 120 और तीसरा 80, which I was not at all convinced about. I was sure it will, even in worst case, it will be 120 से ऊपर चला जाएगा. Now what has happened is this particular, even though I drew this band here, it has come down from here, and I think it made a low of around 130. So the point here is this: you buy a company like Apple at 140, 150. Okay, let us say your average price is 145 rupees, $145. So the stock is going to 130. Does that pinch you? It doesn't pinch you, right? Because it is nothing in dollars, right? So a person who is trading or investing dollars, for him, the band is really broken. That's what I'm telling you. So it's all a game of probability. So I felt it's a high probability this particular zone might hold, but it didn't hold. It came to around 130, and from there it has just gone to 200. So this is the whole thing. So you cannot be 100% sure that your levels will hold. But the thing is, I am much better than a person who has bought at 180. I'm buying at these levels that are 150. I'm much better than the guy who has bought at 180. So who is buying at any price? And actually, Apple was picked at around $100 a few years back. That's the time when even Warren Buffett also entered the stock. Now his biggest holdings is Apple now. Yeah. So now I want to talk about this S&P 500 levels also. So S&P 500 levels, again, it is a US market. See, where people were talking about recession happening. Recession is going to come. Okay. So again, you can see this is the one line I have drawn, another line I have drawn here. Now this might not be very clear in monthly. If you change it to weekly time frame, these levels will be much more clearer because there will be more candles in this particular area. If you look at weekly time frame, this is a monthly time frame. So what has actually happened, in spite of all this news, it's such huge big red candles, it has come from here, it has gone there, and it is actually bound. So our levels for this thing on 24th May, when all this darkest hours in the world market, 3,500, 3,620 was identified, and I think it made a low of 3,500. Now it's around 4,600, which is actually good, 1,100 points. So, so see, I will not be able to do this if I listen to everybody. If I listen to the outside noise, you will get really, really scared. I don't do that. I just trust my charts. When I look at my chart, I cut off everything. Only chart is there in front of me. I talk to my chart, chart talks to me. Actually speaking, I am just a medium in between me and I am a medium between you and the chart. What chart tells me, I tell you. That's what I do basically. I had no big, otherwise I'm nothing. What is the chart telling? I just listen to the chart. I try to see that somebody else's opinion, I don't bring into charts. Chart jo hai, without bias, read it as it is. There's a high likelihood of winning. See, one more thing. See, you can always, there might be many news coming in a stock, or for trader, for trading purpose, or for investing purpose. Every news that comes, you cannot quantify it. Correct? Because there will be some stock will be doing excellent in results come, it will be falling down. There will be some bad results, it will go up. So these are news which nobody is able to interpret properly. That's why this happens. Now, but so you can quantify it. But in a chart, as far as the chart is concerned, you can always quantify it. You can quantify to the last cent where you want to buy. So that is the beauty of the chart. You can always, and you cannot trust everybody, right? You cannot trust 10 different gurus in US market. You cannot trust them and take a decision. You can only trust your own charts and take a decision. So instead of trusting 10 different people in Indian or US market, I just trust my chart, one guy. If my charts are good, I'll do well. If my charts are bad, I will do bad. As simple as that. So I just trust my chart. That's what. See, I used to tell people, trust your charts. Baki sab bakwas. That's a policy I follow. Trust your charts. Baki sab bakwas. Aur kuch mat dekho. Bas trust your chart. But this particular trust is very easy to say. It comes over a period of time. You develop it over a period of time. You see every single day in hourly, daily, weekly happening. It keeps on happening. You will never have scare, that fear. It just doesn't come. you will develop confidence, when you see things happening, right? That's how it is. Now, exits. Okay. Very, very important. People tell you, see, anybody can enter. Where will you exit? These are the ways you can exit. 21 EMA on daily time frame, not MA. 21 EMA on daily time frame is a very good way of exiting stocks. You can also use pivots if you want to trade very close. Even 21 EMA also is a conservative, not a very conservative stuff, but okay. Okay, if you want to protect your profits, use pivots. It's very another way. Then trailing, which I told you, like a stock is 2x, trail 1x. Stock goes to 3x, trail 2x, or 2x or 2.5. Up to you what you want to say. Give enough. See, that's how runners are. That's how you pick multipliers of the runners. There's no other way. You give the stock enough time and space to perform. That's the only way. You cannot say that पैसा भी लेने का multiplier भी चाहिए, नहीं होता. See, this Economic Times and other these magazines and all newspapers, they tell you every time that, see, if you had bought 1 lakh worth of Wipro 5 years back at such and such price, today it would have been worth 2.5 lakhs. You would have definitely heard this kind of stories. Yeah, this is fact. This is fact. It does happen. It does happen. It does happen. It's real. It's real. That's how old people made money, right? Because they are not bothered with all this external stuff, and they didn't have the greed also. उनको क्या है, अच्छी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करने का है, ऐसा सोचता. अभी क्या है, वो नहीं है. The idea to make money, जल्दी पैसा बनाओ. So if you want to really make wealth, you want to build big multi-baggers, or and trail the stock. This is the only way. Give back market 1x, market to ले ले, मुझे कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. लेकिन but that's the one. 10 stocks you do, all 10 stocks, if you do this particular same process, you will definitely have more winners. So make it a habit. These are things, once you decide how to do, you have to make it a habit. You can't trail one day. One day you use 21 EMA, निकल गए, और कल दूसरे stocks में 1x वापस दे रहे हैं market को. ऐसा नहीं. You should cultivate a method which is okay with your chart and your temperament. See, investing for people who have got a lot of, they're very calm. It's not for example, see, you drive the car and you get weekly one challan, yaar, आपके लिए calculating अच्छा रहेगा. Investing is not for you. See, everything not for everybody, right? So, if you have the right mindset, you develop the mindset and you develop the tools for the right mindset, then only you can win. So, you should know yourself first. आपको अगर पेशेंस नहीं है तो मैं क्या बोल रहा, 6 महीने मेडिटेट कीजिए. मेडिटेट कीजिए, इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ट्रेडर्स एंड इन्वेस्टर्स. मेडिटेट कीजिए. फिर या फिर देयर इज अ स्कूल वेयर दे टीच यू पेशेंस. गो इन एनरोल इवन फॉर 1 लाख रुपीज, चलता है, बिकॉज यू विल अर्न 10 times of that. So go to a place or find out a place where you can patience, meditate karo रोज, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, you will get into that mode. ठीक है. Then next is moving average also can be used. See, now, moving average, the thing is again the same thing. That is, as per a chart, different moving averages will suit different systems. So you can use from 2 onward, 2, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, 100, 200. 200 is the most popular. 100 also is very good. So use those, apply those particular moving averages and check. Let us say you buy a stock at such and such price. ये कहाँ तक तुमको लेके जाएगा? 100 doesn't work, 200 doesn't work, take 50, जो भी है. So you find out what suits your method, ना? मेरा what works for me, it might not work for you. Investing and trading is like that. Yeah. Okay, so this is some exercise I've given for viewers. See, these are the places where I have identified certain stocks for Oro, LT, TGS, and Chora Finance. So what viewers can do is they just look at these particular levels in their charts, and they will find out why this particular levels have held. Why those particular levels have. They can just plot on the charts, and because I don't want to give charts for everything. Another way of learning is, see, let us say tomorrow somebody wants to plot chart of Reliance. Okay, so Reliance, how to learn? So Reliance ka, so let you plot chart. Reliance ka support kahan pe aayega? Now if the level the stock retraces and it comes to your support and it goes back, treat yourself with the orange juice or beer, whatever you are, whatever kind of person you are. If it breaks, don't treat yourself with a orange juice or beer, but ask yourself why that particular level did hold, or why did the next level hold. What was there that stock made but that the stock went back from there. So this is the way to learn. You understand? So when you do this every time, you learn. And one more thing, process. This is your trading or investing. If you have followed your process and you have made loss, it's fine, no problem, because you have won. It is only when you don't follow the process, you have to punish yourself by not having a beer that weekend. So you use this as exercise to find out levels for these particular stocks. You might find it because I cannot give charts for everything. So that I just put 4 levels that I have called on these dates. So let us say this is 21st September. 20th September, if you put the chart cursor there and then check the chart that the way I explained to you, you can find it. Now, this is the most important chart in my slide. Stock market returns every year. We should see this. 1980 ka data, yeah. 1980 to 2022 last year ka data. We just see, we show every single year. Look at the drawdown that has happened. Every single year. Can you believe? And if this kind of if somebody is putting this particular chart on his desk, will he buy stock random or at any price? You tell me. So every year market retraces. Don't have FOMO. Wait. Market retraces every single year. Don't be in a hurry. You will get better prices for everything. This is the broad market correction. Okay. Apart from broad market correction, there is stock-wise corrections that happen. That's what we saw in Infi. Infi is an Indian multinational company. What's the problem with that? But it has come to very good juicy valuations recently. That's where, I felt it's a very good level. In fact, I had identified it earlier. So that is a very good level. The lows of the recent lows, 20% down circuit ho gaya tha. That is a very good level to buy. So apart from the broad market correction that you see here, there are stock-wise correction, also sector-wise correction. All sectors don't go up. Yeah, stocks also don't go up. For example, see, FMCG is going down, pharma is coming down, and private banks is going up, chemicals are coming down. So it's always a cycle. So wait for the cycles to happen. Don't go and buy at any price. You will not make money. Even if you buy the bluest of blue chips at any price, you are very unlikely to make money. Very, very unlikely to make money. The bluest of blue chips should be bought at lows only. बोलना मेरा काम, इसका प्रिंट आउट ले लीजिए. It's there on my Twitter timeline also. इसका print out ले लीजिए, put it on your box. Every time you feel that temptation to buy, look at this chart. Look, and you should always have, as I told you, the stocks list, where you're going to buy, how much you're going to allocate, and then hold it for long term. You will make wealth. Don't make that 20-30%. Try to multiply your money. Then see, this is Baron Rothschild who told, buy when there is blood in the streets, even if blood is your own. Look at the statement. Yes, that's a fact. See, even Buffett ने क्या किया? Berkshire Hathaway bought 9 billion stock in the third quarter. Last year की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. So he has talked this talk. Okay, he has bought when the blood is there on the street. जब ये गुरु सब बाकी गुरु लोग बोल रहे थे recession आ रहा है, वो आ रहा है, ये आ रहा है. He bought the stocks. So he bought the stock. So do that. Keep calm and wait for the levels to come and then buy the stocks.
Right.
Now see, this is Parag Parikh ka say, people talk about improving prospects of a sector and ask you to buy it. But you do not buy a stock when its prospects have improved. You should buy when it is neglected. See, every time, every 6 months or 1 year, there are new themes that come. Insurance, the theme aa gaya. If a different sector, the theme aa gaya. And when they talk about the sector, and with the theme, people understand about the sector, by the time the stock is already gone up. Don't buy at that particular period. Wait for stocks to retrace. That time you buy. That's what I was talking about. That's what we did recently with Kochi Ship and even Bell. The whole sector was going up. We waited. The levels came to us. We bought their own. Now, this is Warren Buffett. See what he has told. The beauty of stocks is that they select silly prices from time to time. You remember the drawdown chart? That's how Charlie and I have gotten rich. This is a fact here. I don't know, all these things are in public, but still people go and buy at any price. I have 2 suggested readings, Vishu. One is this book called Richer, Wiser, Happier. Okay, this is by William Green. Okay, I read this book every 6 months or 1 year. It's a pilgrimage. हम लोग कोई बड़ा मंदिर जाते हैं every year. तो उसी तरह I read this book every 6 months or 1 year because in this book around 6-7 legends, investing legends are featured, and every single person talks about keeping your cost low, about risk management. So these kind of books there, when you hear all these visions talk, keeps you grounded. Always keeps you grounded. So it's important that you read these books and it gets instilled in your brain. Yeah, इसमें से कोई पेज आप पूछ लो तो I think I can tell which chapter it is. तो उतना मैंने पढ़ लिया है. Another book is this Margin of Safety by Seth Klarman. But unfortunately, this is not in print now. But I should not be saying, but it is available freely. PDF copies are available freely on. So anybody wants to read about margin of safety, they can pick it up from somewhere in the net. I think that's all from me. Vishu, I think you can come back on the
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this was absolutely stunning, beautiful. I generally like how it works out is the guest can't they tell me something, they teach me something, and I ask my question. But this was very comprehensive, fully covered each and everything. Like one of the most common questions I often ask is, he said, "Okay, I got your setup, I understood your setup, but when do I take my profits out? When do I take my losses?" So even that is covered beautifully. Stunning is the only word I have. Really, should
Thank you.
But yeah, I also one more thing I have, which is I would, because this one session was definitely not enough. I'm very sure we have so much more to learn from you. Please do allow us to host you again and learn more from you. We find out more topics, and please do come again and teach us.
We'll do that, no problem. You sure you don't have any questions?
Honestly, sir, this was so comprehensive. I really am. This was beautifully put. I don't want to add on anything to it. I don't have any questions left for this.
Okay.
This was beautifully done. Like perfectly. How to catch up on in night? Where do you mark a level? Wait for it. The beauty in that your drawdowns would be the least. The upsides would be great. Targets, how to trade your stop losses so that your targets are, you covered each and every aspect beautifully.
Yeah, targets actually, see, in trading as well as investing, I don't put any targets. See, one problem is, see, I am here not for the 20-30%. Okay? So usually when it becomes 1x or 2x, what usually happens is by that time, you could have already covered, sometime most probably you would have taken out 52 week highs. See, once stock takes out 52 week highs, there is no historical information. See, technical analysis, as per me, okay, I'm not talking about others. As per me, technical analysis works with historical information. So when there's no historical information, the stock can go anywhere. ITC is going to places because it doesn't have any historical information. With God's grace, we bought at 150. That was the lowest. So from 150, it's around 550 now. So when a stock doesn't have historical information, it just keeps going. You can only trade the stock. Same with trading also. You don't know when you trade, you don't know. I don't exceed a target. I always trade. Let us say you find a target at 1,000 rupees. Yeah, instead of getting out at 1,000 rupees, 880 pe laga do na your stop loss. If you do it this every single time, yeah, you might get big runners. At least that is my experience. So I'm basing this on that.
But sir, one more thing which you actually covered was experience in the market, and the time spent in the market, of course, because so this personally happens to me where, I'm in a trade, it's going well, but at some point, मतलब मेरे को भी डर है कि यार ठीक है नहीं अभी नहीं जाएगा, वो जाता है मेरी आंखों के सामने वो और जाएगा, बट वो वहां पे ना हाथ कांपने लगता है कि नहीं अभी ये भी चला जाएगा, it's taken out. But yeah, so that's where I guess experience counts in the time spent in the market. Is the reality. So it's one thing to learn it. It's another thing to actually be able to execute it. And that's you're the master.
Thank you.
Amazing, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for this. And please do come again and teach us more.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that.